I wanted to go live on YouTube, but I realized that I cannot go live on a new account. So I made a new account, and I just wanted to do this to be positive and uplifting. I just wanted to do this to be positive and uplifting because when I get on the internet, I see people that have problems with things and problems with themselves. So I wanted to create an account to where I could express to people, no matter who you are, no matter what you're doing with your life, no matter what, you're probably fucking amazing. So yeah, this is for everybody, and I don't have to name friends specifically or whatever, or it could just be for the general population to have an uplifting account that you can look at and go, hey, somebody gets me. And because of that, this account is going to center around topics that are probably controversial. So no, I don't want kids watching this account. It's not for them. It's not kid content. It is probably too heavy to direct towards your children. Not any children that I would have personally. I don't care what children hear sometimes. So if it's something that needs to be discussed, for example, if they're transgender, you're not supposed to raise them in a way where they feel they're not supposed to hear certain things about transgender or something. It's inappropriate. It's not inappropriate if they can be that person, you know? So that's why I personally wouldn't raise kids to feel certain conversations are off limits because it could be involving them. So anyway, what I wanted to talk about today was sexuality. I do not like the angle of this camera. I wanted to talk about sexuality. Specifically, let me move this so that I can look somewhere else. I shouldn't get into the specifics, but I wanted to talk about sexuality because I notice that a lot of the people that I communicate with are probably queer or something like that along the lines. I just read this person's story on a forum board. What do you call those things? Message board, whatever. And they were expressing that they were suicidal and they feel like they have a really bad reputation and they feel like the world might drive them into committing suicide or something like that. Okay, so like it's really important to remember that nobody can make you commit suicide. However, their words can be very impactful. Do not do what you think is giving them the satisfaction. I do not care if your toxicity is 1,000 out of 10. Do not hurt yourself to give anybody else the satisfaction. I used to be very suicidal, and I had to learn to stop giving fucks, which is why I started calling myself Chaotic Gandhi for a while, because I am not going to give a fuck what anybody else thinks. Not anymore, because I've been through such a long journey being suicidal and everything to waste my time on that anymore. So yeah, I'm going to be unapologetically chaotic and fuck things up if I have to, because I'm not going back there. Chaotic Gandhi. I should brush my hair. I can't wait for this to grow because I want dreads. And it's too short for that right now. I want them to get long. Anyway, don't give people the satisfaction. Have as much chaotic energy channeled through you as possible. If that's what it takes to be happy and live your life and not kill yourself or be depressed, then do it. It doesn't matter how chaotic you are. If you have like a gambling addiction and someone's saying you're a lowlife, you're awful, you should just go become an alcoholic and hurt yourself or something like that, fuck them. Go gamble. Because if that's what's keeping you alive, go for it. Now, I'm not one to support addictions. I think people need help getting out of those. But if doing what you're doing can save your life, if having a certain lifestyle, I would say, not certain habits necessarily, because I don't want to encourage habits. Having a certain lifestyle, which is in a sense of itself a certain behavior, you can do whatever you want if that is what's keeping you sane. If that's what's keeping you secure in yourself and happy, then you do whatever you want. Same thing with sexuality. You do whatever you want. This person was suicidal because of feelings that they had that didn't necessarily pertain to anybody else's concern. So what I would do, I don't give a fuck. I identify as abrosexual, which is a sexual orientation that changes itself. That means that I used to think I was demisexual for this reason. But this means that when I like someone or something for whatever reason, that doesn't necessarily have to be permanent. Nor do I have to be sexual all the time. A lot of times I feel asexual. So I identify as abro, which can be interchangeable with abro-romantic. I don't have to necessarily like people because a lot of times I feel like people are disgusting. So if your sexuality is whatever it is and you like whoever for whatever reason, then you own up to that. And you use whatever label fits you and you feel happy with that. And if you're making a flag or whatever, you feel comfortable with that flag. You feel comfortable with knowing that there's something out there as a symbol to say, hey, you're human, here you are, and you're worth it, basically. So if you want to make a flag for that, you do that. If you want to have little symbols or icons, you do that. If you want to call it something by name, abrosexual, go ahead. Because there should be no reason why you're feeling down about the things that you, for one, didn't choose, two, cannot change, and three, it doesn't matter if you did choose it or change it. It has nothing to do with anybody else but you. So yeah, just wanted to talk about that. I just wanted to say be unapologetically you. Why can't I say that word? And be happy. Once I started doing that, things have gotten extremely better for me, just mentally. So I encourage everybody to be the same. And even if that person is chaotic, you be the best person. You be the best chaotic you that you can be, if that means saving your life.